Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from 3R model. Frankly speaking, this is a new brand to me and maybe to you as well, and we have quite interesting release here. It's a Mid-East War pickup in 1/72 scale. Moreover, it comes as a combo set because we get two pickups in one release, and as you can see, my particular version features ZPU-2, so it will be placed in the rear side. So it will be interesting to check how this is actually copied, and you can see that packaging or the styling of the box art is quite self-explanatory, I would say. And here you can see comparison with my hand. Do not forget that this is a 1/72 scale release, that's why it's not that huge. On the side here we can see one of the vehicles being assembled and painted, so it shows you what you can actually get with this model. And on the other side we can see one seat or one row cap. As you can see, it is also assembled and built, so it's also quite an interesting project, let's say. So let's open it. It's a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. I would say it's a typical gray plastic parts. Still, it would be interesting to open them all and check what is actually supplied. And by the way, it's quite interesting that the top section of the box actually protects all the internals, while the lower section of the box is actually acting as a tray only. Okay, so as far as I can understand, in this plastic bag we have gray plastic sprues with parts which are, I would say, quite universal for both versions. So we are going to start with this thing, so let's zoom in a bit. And now you can see that here we have various parts for the rear section. Actually, this is for the ZPU, as you remember, and I would say molding quality is quite nice. Some of the features are not as pronounced as I would like them to be honest. So here, for example, you can see some machine gun parts, but overall for a 1/72 scale it looks great, and with some careful assembly you will get a nice result. Of course, in some cases you might have to use special tools, because otherwise it will be a bit tricky to get all this stuff into the right spot. And next we continue with a set of similar sprues, so I will show you only one because they carry the same parts. So here you can see what is actually molded here. We have front seats, we have dashboard here, also separate front bonnet, which is quite surprising in this scale, to be honest. We have some separate parts for the drivetrain, wheel rims, some interior parts as well, and that's the lower section or the floor panel of the front cap. So let's zoom in again. Okay, so here you can see these parts closer. I guess these are front doors, but we will check it later when we will be taking a look into the assembly manual. Wheel rims are plastic, and frankly speaking, I do not see the wheels, but they should be vinyl ones as far as I can see. Yeah, there are vinyl ones, and they are supplied in a separate plastic bag, so we will talk about them a bit later. Here we continue with some interior bits. Note that dashboard is molded together with pedals, but that's also quite a credible, I would say, design. And here we have exhaust, bonnet, engine parts, and some of the drivetrain parts. By the way, if I flip it over, here you can check what we have on the floor of this front cap and also under the bonnet here. So everything looks fine. There are some minor amounts of flash around, well, not around the parts, but around the sprue. But this is not such a, I would say, important problem or serious issue. Next, we continue with the front caps. And now I'm a bit confused, to be honest. So just give me a second. I am trying to understand what is happening here, because we have two sprues. I will zoom out so that you can understand. So here are two sprues, if we can call them so. We have front caps, we have the rear sections or rear beds. But as you can see, it's a one row front caps, even though on the box art we have double cab. So I wonder if it is possible to copy them at all, because we get these parts out of the box. And here I can show you the front cap. So it comes as a single piece part, and that's really great in such tiny size. So it would be a wise idea to work properly on various features on this front cap. And of course rear bed also looks fine. It's impressive that they decided to mold this, let's say, frame together with the rear bed. And here you can see what we have on the bottom, various installation points. and here is the rear part. So as you can see, rear door is also separate. I guess it hints that you can open it on your model if you would like to. Next, we continue with the clear plastic sprues. So they're absolutely identical. I will open only one so that we can check which parts are actually supplied here. So just give me a second. Okay, so clear parts, they look more or less fine, and I'm not sure if we have masks included, because as far as you can see, there are no masks included. So in case you would like to cover them properly, you will have to work on it with your own tools and stickers. And next we continue with quite an interesting thing. So we have this plastic bag with metal parts and vinyl parts. So metal parts were used for the chassis of this vehicle, while vinyl parts are used for the tires, obviously. So I will show you only one tire, and that's something what we already seen in, for example, Abrix kits, which we reviewed on the YouTube channel, so I recommend to check them as well. These vinyl tires, they look okay, but frankly speaking, I would rather prefer in such kit to have the vinyl, actually not the vinyl but resin parts, because they would be a bit more sophisticated. And next we continue with the metal chassis. This is actually impressive inclusion. So as you can see, it's molded together with a fuel tank, and it comes as a single piece part. It will obviously add some weight to your model, and of course you will have to use a CA glue with it, because otherwise you won't be able to place the plastic parts in a proper spot. But that's not all. We continue with another plastic bag. So here we have decals and PE parts. Yep. So just give me a second to open it, and I will show them one by one. So first of all, we have unpainted PE thread with screen wipers and also some external features. As far as you can see, they look quite fine, but just to remind you about the size, here is comparison with my fingertip. They're really tiny, so it is important to have some sharp tweezers, because otherwise it will be a nightmare to install them into the right spot. And next we continue with decals. Well, here we don't have a lot of stuff. As you can see, some flags included. Obviously you can, let's say, improve it with your own hands and tools, because maybe you'll find some other marking option to copy. Well, reference material will define what you will paint or, let's say, work on. Next we continue with assembly manual. So here I have to close the lenses a bit. So assembly manual is printed in color, as you can see, and we have a parts map on the first page and one of the suggestions on the marking option. So it is a violet track or plum track, I would say even. Here we continue some other markings. So that's a sand colored version. Here we have pickup with ZPU in the back. So as far as I can see, you can actually copy only one vehicle with ZPU in back, while another one will be empty. So it might be a good opportunity to play, maybe to assemble this one as a complete stock, let's say clean vehicle, while this one will be beaten armor vehicle. But the final choice obviously up to you. So assembly process starts with the main chassis. As you can see, there are some plastic parts to be combined with this metal part. Of course, you have to drill some holes in the rear bed, because otherwise you won't be able to install it properly. And next we continue with front glass. We install various external elements on the front cap and road wheels. Here we assemble the spare wheel, and then as you can see, the interesting part starts, because we start working on the ZPU. And as you remember, we have only one thing to install into your pickup, but still it's quite interesting thing to work on, because here, as I said, it will be a good opportunity to play with some weathering in a small scale, maybe also with a painting technique. So definitely go for it, especially considering the fact that you are given two chances to assemble this pickup in various versions. But still, I wonder, where is the dual cab? or double cab. Maybe it is released as a separate packaging. It's quite misleading box art, to be honest. And as for this kit, it should be already available and you can get it in any good model shop. In my opinion, this is a good choice for all fans of the small scale, and this is something what you won't see that often on the market. So if you would like to build a small car and maybe use it in some diorama or maybe as a solo project, then definitely go for it. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such a list. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.